What's gross? This one's gross. That's what's gross. Ew. What do you mean ew?
Sticker. It's gave you.
I made it to a heart.
Yep.
You pretty
Wiggle
much
your
have
fingers.
to get,
Yeah, like this. Look it.
you have to get pretty far up in there.
Just go like.
Hello and hi, welcome back to the channel, friends. It's been a while. I know life has lifed hard, as I've said before, but it really lifed hard for us. But we're gonna slowly ease back into this, and today's a perfect day to show you a beautiful spring day on the homestead because we are getting ready to opening refreshed gardens. We had our first kidding of the season happen and so much, you know, things going on. So I'm just gonna take you along the homestead today and show you some updates and some fun, what it looks like spring. And it's also Easter weekend here, so it's beautiful weather. Can't complain. So I'm gonna take you up to the barn first and show you our little goats. So we had our first kidding of the season, which was really exciting. Wasn't expected. If you follow us over on social media, then you know. Oh, hang on, light adjusting. There we go. If you follow us over on social media, then you know we're trying to find a buck for breeding our girls. We found a buck, but the condition was we took her doe as well. So we took the doe, but the people did not know that the doe was pregnant, and so she actually just gave birth a couple days ago. So we just cleaned out. When I say we, I mean like Andrew just cleaned out her stall. Hang on. Anyway, those are the babies. Hello. Hi, buddy. So that's baby A. Because we're not keeping them, they don't get names. So they're just baby A and baby B. Baby A was born first. He's huge. Baby B was the little runt. There we go. He's so little, but he was a fighter, so that's all that matters at the end of the day. And there's Mama Clover. So she's our newer goat. We have not actually shown her on YouTube yet, but just on our social media platforms. But she is a Nubian Alpine mix, and we have been milking her all week. So she gave birth on Sunday, and today is Saturday, so almost a week ago. And we've been getting approximately 2 to 2.5 liters of milk a day. I've actually been able to freeze half of her milk for future cheese making, and then the other half goes to them because they just don't comprehend latching yet, no matter how many times we try to force them. So we are keeping some of her milk for them. But they are in here and they are adorable. Like, look at that. And then our next kidding won't happen on the homestead until I think it's near the end of July. Mm-hmm. Yeah, near the end of July is what's scheduled. So anyway, and then over in this corner of the barn, we currently have some hi. Oh, okay, let's not eat my camera, please. Hi, Clover. Hi. Anyway, as I was saying, in this corner of the barn, we have a makeshift brooder going on. They got too big for a little pop-up one. We have 16 meat birds started right now. Started? That sounds weird. I don't know how to word that. Anyway, they are about a month old, I think. Maybe? I'd have to double check. Anyway, so they're a little startled because we were just working with power tools and cleaning out the bedding, so they don't like a lot of activity. But they're due to be processed the end of May, I believe. And they are a rustic ranger breed.
Can I drink my water in peace? Please. Right. Oh God.
Little tail wag.
Hey.
Okay, so we just got a crazy amount of rain the last couple nights. Gross. And our property has terrible drainage. Anyway, so in the fall we had made this beside our barn a tulip garden. I really wanted a tulip bed, and that back window, oops, that's better, hang on. Okay, that last window actually has an office, like my office in it. So Andrew was like, wouldn't it be nice to look out your window and you could have tulips right outside your window? So we planted some tulips. Unfortunately, we had no east troughs, so they did really poorly because they got drained out, and then we had rabbits actually come and eat them, the rest. It was so annoying. But our old homestead, if you remember, we had a beautiful tulip garden area that Andrew and I had set up, and we have another family member that bought that property and is living there, and they just called us and told us that they were going to actually get rid of all the tulips that we had planted and spent hours on. So my sister and I actually went and dug them up. So we just recently did it this week, so that's why they look sad. But we transplanted all of these ones. I think there's 200 we put here. And then I'll show you the rest afterwards. But we were not going to turn that down, because when I tell you that me and Andrew spent hours planting that tulip bed at the old homestead, I'm not exaggerating. We spent so much time on it. So when they said they were going to get rid of them, Andrew and I were like, no, we need those. So went and dug them up. Really happy that I did. We ended up with 400 altogether that I brought home. So we have that bed that has almost 200, and then we have 200 that we put into pots because we are going to be doing a plant sale this year. We did one last year, and it, you know, was really nice. So gonna do it again this year. So we decided to pot those up. So my sister and I spent like 5 hours potting tulips, but that's exciting. That's okay. And now we're over in the berry garden and the orchard, and I'll give you a quick update here. So strawberries are starting to come in. They're looking pretty good. We got some new growth coming in there. They're looking great, the strawberry patch. This one is the blackberry patch, which, as you can see, we had some rabbits that were living in our beds over this winter. They actually ate most of our blueberry plants. Like, this is crazy. But like, rabbits kept burrowing because I didn't cover them like I should have. So it's my own fault. But anyway, so the blueberry plants, some of them are starting to come back. I think this one's just dead. Oh, no, maybe not. This one's coming back, thankfully. But, and then this one is our raspberry patch, which same thing. There were some rabbits living, I don't know if you can see the little holes and footprints. So next year we definitely have to cover them up. But the raspberry canes, we actually just recently did a prune on them. Prune out really dead ones, and you know, anything that was too dramatic, to get rid of them, to let new growth in. The orchard, we did the same thing. We recently just cut off all the dead branches, anything that was like too close, because all the buds will fruit together. We don't want that. And then we had to, Andrew had to pull out 2 trees. So what was this one? I think that was a nectarine. I think this one was a cherry. So these 2 trees died over the winter. Like, when I say died, I mean like when Andrew pulled them out, they snapped and were so brittle. It was crazy actually how dramatic it was. So unfortunately we're down 2 trees on our orchard, but that's okay, because we have 2, 4, 6, 8 that still thrived, which is fantastic. Our iris bed did well over the winter. They're starting to slowly pop up, but same thing. We had rabbits living in there. We also learned that our property has a lot of rabbits. Hundreds, to be honest, which is crazy to me, but yeah, anyway. Our front porch has some baskets of chives, and they're all coming back for the season, which is fantastic. Everything is just so beautiful in the spring. You get that fresh pop of green, right? After such like a bleh winter. But okay, so now we're over in the garden patch. Okay, so don't mind the mess. If you're a homesteader, you understand. But anyway, the asparagus patch, we cut down. You can usually cut asparagus down up to like 2-3 inches. So that's exactly what I did, because the bushiness was starting to get out of control. Just gotta keep pulling weeds every time I see them. But asparagus patch is looking great. This patch and this garden are both empty. Here are the tulips that we planted up. It's crazy. And then that pot right there, that basket, is we actually sell, we propagate our elderberry plants and we sell them locally. So those are some more of those started because those are popular around here. Anyway, so this bed is empty and this bed is empty, and these are kind of the only beds that we have this year. I know we have this massive garden that Andrew planned out for me, and unfortunately, budget-wise, we can't get more beds this year. And this bed is full of garlic. I'll show you in a second. So we're gonna make it work. We have a lot of seeds planted, so we just might have to put pots all up in here for this year. That's okay. This bed is our garlic bed, and that's a weed. But the garlic's coming up nicely, which is super exciting. So anyway, in this bed, I'm gonna get planted today, actually, some peas. We are big fans of West Coast seeds, but I really like the little Marvel ones. They're my favorite peas to do. They're shelling peas for us to can and fresh eat. So I'm gonna get these planted today. It is on my list. We were working over here, so our rhubarb patches are coming up. Look at that. Oh my gosh. And then we transplanted some as well to sell in our plant sale. Look at that. So beautiful. Oh, once again, it's a mess. And then our elderberries, this one we cut back because it was looking sad, but it's starting to have new growth, which is good. And it has some growth at the bottom right there. Oh. And then this elderberry has lots of growth coming up, but the really exciting thing about this one is that down here, look at it all. Oh my gosh, there's so many little baby elderberries coming up, which is fantastic. This is a really good sign. We love elderberry. I'll never stop talking about the benefits of it, but anyway, lots of growth on every node, which is fan-stinking-tastic. Makes me so happy. Oh, our autumn sedum joys are starting to bloom. I didn't notice that, or bloom, come up. So we gotta take out all these old ones. If you remember the wildflower patch from last year, we kind of just ripped it down recently, last couple weeks. So we still need to rototill all this. That way we can plant a new batch of wildflowers. And then we're doing a little fairy garden right here, the front of our wildflower garden. I think it looks so stunning with like wildflowers, fairy garden. Our daughter's been wanting one for a while. So we started collecting little pieces. We'll arrange them better when it's time. And then we got the stump. And I had said to Andrew, it looks like a little fairy house. So his only concern is that the top's gonna rot because of the way it is. So we're thinking about putting in like a plastic or something, or like cutting it a little better and putting a bowl for like a bird bath or something like that. But it'll be super cute when it's all done. So that's the vision for this. And then in this little patch right here, we took down that tree because that tree was dead when we moved in a year and a half ago. And we're gonna take out those bricks, and then we're gonna put a giant garden here. We're gonna put a giant circle herb garden here. So really excited about that. So those are some updates for you. A reminder that we have terrible drainage on our homestead. Terrible. We got a killer amount of rain, and our poor animal pen is insane. Sorry, my goat's like, looks like she's not moving in there. You know, she doesn't look like she's moving, but if I go in there and it's so muddy, goats always sleep. Oh, there she is. She just moved. Okay. Anyway, so it is a mud pit, but all of our goats are doing great. We did pick up our buck. Like I said, we had to get Clover when we got him. That was conditioned. So we did it anyway, obviously. So we have a buck. We are pretty sure that he has bred our other 3 girls, which is what we wanted. So we're pretty sure, so fingers crossed for us, that, you know, July, August, we start having more kids. Pun intended. Yeah, so we have hopefully bred our mini Nubian, Mabel. Fern, she's our Nigerian dwarf who she kidded last year. She's not a good milk producer, so she's not, you know, I won't be too stressed if she did not get bred. And then Bessie, who's also a Nigerian dwarf. She's actually Fern's daughter. She, I think, will not be a good milker, but you never know. You never know. She's a stunted one. Like, her size is stunted, so she might not be, but we've seen goats that have been stunted and like been great producers, so we'll see. But Mabel, we're hoping, being in Mini Nubian, the people we got her from said that the bloodlines are really good milkers, so that's what we're really hoping for Mabel. And then Clover was just kind of a blessing because we weren't expecting her and we weren't expecting to be milking a goat until the summertime again, but obviously we can start that now, which is really exciting. And so far she's been a pretty good milk producer. She is not a good milker. She's not a fan of it, and we are having, you know, a little struggle with that. But maybe she'll come along. Fern took about a week before she was comfortable with us milking, so I'm hoping that Clover will just, you know, slowly take her time, but we'll see. She gives a good amount of milk, and it has a nice cream line too, which is fantastic. So can't wait to be making cheese again. Oh my gosh. Anyways, I think that's the updates I have for you today. That's really it. That's all the exciting stuff going on right now. That's it. But that's okay. I'm gonna record another video for you to give you an update on our seedlings, what we're growing, what my seed station looks like inside, and all of that fun stuff. So stay tuned for that. So until next time, friends, thanks for watching. Bye.